A declaration by David Killicky was filed in the defamation case filed in Virginia by Johnny Depp against Amber Heard. In his documents, Killicky says, "The reply I received what can only be described as an extremely hostile response from Amber. I did my best to convey to her that I did not wish to get in the middle of the dispute between her and Mr. Depp. She did not receive this information very well." Amber Heard's father's dark secret exposed. Her first reaction was to verbally abuse me with expletives, threats, and continued rant over what she claimed was an unfortunate financial downturn of her personal finances caused by Mr. Depp. Amber Heard's father has been accused of threatening to shoot Johnny Depp during the ex-couple's nasty divorce and legal battle. David Killicky claims he did not work on both Amber and Johnny's classic cars. Specifically, he made several modifications to Amber's classic Mustang. After the couple split, Killicky claims Amber became abusive towards him, and her father made death threats towards Johnny Depp in a phone call to him. Killicky, who owns Performance Allison Transmissions, has been featured on episodes of Jay Leno's Garage and Overhauling. After Heard and Depp split, Killicky claims he told Amber that all automotive work being done would need to be paid directly instead of going through Depp's management. He says Amber stated there was a legal agreement between herself and Mr. Depp drawn by their attorneys and signed by both parties. She said in the agreement Mr. Depp was responsible for paying her bills and that if I expected payment, then I should forward bills to Mr. Depp, he said in the legal filing. He's blackballing my baby girl's career. The final phone conversation I had with her was very unpleasant for me. I had had enough of the verbal abuse and threats and decided to no longer respond to the attempted texts and phone calls from Ms. Heard, Killicky says. During the phone call, Killicky claimed I told Mr. Heard that it sounded to me like he was drunk. He said, "Yeah, maybe I am, and I'm going to shove the whiskey bottle up your ass." I strongly advised him to stop making death threats about Johnny and threats of violence against me. In the legal filing, Killicky claims he then had a conversation with Amber Heard's father and turned threatening. During the attempt to facilitate the repairs, modifications, and additions to the Mustang, I received many text messages and phone calls from Amber's father, Mr. David Heard. After the separation of Amber and Mr. Depp, Mr. Heard became very bitter towards Mr. Depp, he claimed. In the end, Killicky says he reported what Mr. Heard had threatened, advising him to report it to Mr. Depp's attorney. He assured me that he would have been raised by a deputy sheriff homicide detective. I knew to take such threats seriously. Johnny Depp's lawyer, Adam Waldman, says his client believes one of the main objectives was money. Mr. Killicky's chilling first-hand experience with Amber Heard and her family exposes the motive behind Amber Heard's abuse hoax: money. Money is why Amber Heard moved her sister and 4 other co-conspirators into Johnny Depp's multi-million-dollar penthouse rent-free. Money is why Amber Heard chopped Mr. Depp's finger off with a thrown vodka bottle the day his attorney asked her to sign a post-nuptial agreement. She continued, Mr. Depp has made it clear that his strategy is to try to run out the clock during the day season so that Ms. Heard is unable to obtain critical evidence and testimony to corroborate her defenses to the baseless defamation suit he filed against her. While Mr. Depp would like the trial to be a he-said, she-said contest of his own skills as an actor, Ms. Heard, who would prefer that the case be about the truth of what really happened, has asked the court for a relatively brief 2-month continuance to give her time to obtain the evidence that Mr. Depp has stubbornly resisted producing. He continues, money is why Amber Heard ambushed Mr. Depp with an abuse hoax the day he informed her he was divorcing her. Money is why Amber Heard's PR legal team sent Mr. Depp an extortion letter prior to placing her hoax on the cover of People magazine. Money is why Amber Heard's father threatened to kill Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was given death threats by Amber Heard's father, David Heard, as claimed by David Killicky. The feud between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is only intensifying by the day, leaving fans of both the stars in a frenzy on how the matter will settle. She did not receive this information very well. Her first reaction was to verbally abuse me with expletives, threats, and a continued rant over what she claimed was an unfortunate financial downturn of her personal finances caused by Mr. Depp. At one point, she said, "You're me," he added. As per the latest development in the case, the blast has revealed that Johnny was given death threats by Amber's father, David Heard, as claimed by David Killicky, who worked on the former couple's classic cars. The insider cites that Amber had become abusive towards the Pirates of the Caribbean star, while her father made death threats to him over a phone call. Killicky had also filed a declaration for the ongoing defamation suit between the two stars, where he is documented to have stated, "The reply I received what can only be described as an extremely hostile response from Amber. I did my best to convey to her that I did not wish to get in the middle of the dispute between her and Mr. Depp." He went on to further detail the threats that were hurled towards Johnny, as he said, during the attempt to facilitate the repairs, modifications, and additions to the Mustang. "I received many text messages and phone calls from Amber's father, Mr. David Heard. After the separation of Amber and Mr. Depp, Mr. Heard became very bitter towards Mr. Depp. The Pirates of the Caribbean star is suing his ex-wife for $50 million over a piece she wrote for the Washington Post about being a victim of domestic violence. Depp argues it was strongly inferred he was the perpetrator even though he wasn't named in the article, while Heard has been trying to get the suit dismissed. That expletive piece of "is me too, because I'm supposed to get 10% of the money and without it can't produce the movie I was gonna make, is ruining my baby girl's career and blackballing her in Hollywood," Killicky claims to have heard Amber's father say. It was revealed further that David Heard had also stated that he hails from Texas and carries 45s, with Johnny meeting the end of mine. Amber Heard's father reportedly threatened to shoot Johnny Depp as he continues to sue his ex-wife for $50 million. Included in his evidence submissions is a declaration from a man who worked on both of their cars, who told how the Aquaman star became abusive towards him and alleged her dad made death threats towards the 56-year-old actor in a phone call. Adam Waldman said, "Mr. Killicky's chilling first-hand experience with Amber Heard and her family exposes the motive behind Amber Heard's abuse hoax: money. Money is why Amber Heard moved her sister and 4 other co-conspirators into Johnny Depp's multi-million-dollar penthouse rent-free. Money is why Amber Heard chopped Mr. Depp's finger off with a thrown vodka bottle the day his attorneys asked her to sign a post-nuptial agreement." David Killicky, who owns Performance Allison Transmissions and worked on classic cars owned by both Amber and Johnny, said in a declaration obtained by The Blast, "The reply I received what can only be described as an extremely hostile response from Amber. I did my best to convey to her that I did not wish to get in the middle of the dispute between her and Mr. Depp. She did not receive this information very well." The Danish Girl Stars team have not commented on the alleged remarks. The defamation lawsuit is due to go to trial in August next year, having been delayed by 6 months after Johnny failed to provide court-ordered records related to his drug and alcohol intake.